Thanks for doing this. Can you tell our viewers and my readers a little bit about what Grimcutty is about? And then for Usman and Sarah, can you talk a little bit about your characters in this?
Um, what it's about. I mean, I didn't really have like a moral or a pat lesson in mind. I just wanted to get people thinking about their relationship with technology, screens, and the internet, and how it affects their life and relationships. I think if it gets people thinking about those things, I'll be happy. And
Hmm.
I think I think you know spending time online and social media can fill us with a lot of anxiety and tension. And I hope that people watch this film, especially if they watch it with their family. I hope they can all like release some kind of collective tension and feel better by the end of it. Um, yeah.
Yeah, so Asha is a teenager. She struggles with anxiety in this space, this world that we have here. And she has like this miscommunication with her parents, like a lot of kids do, and
Mhm.
especially when the Grimcutty meme and phenomenon hysteria thing comes alive, and it kind of creates a further divide. And she finds her way throughout the movie trying to solve the Grimcutty mystery and also reconnect with her parents.
Yeah, and Amir is Asha's father, and he is deeply concerned about wanting to connect with his daughter more, and concerned that she's too focused on her devices and just wants to have that connection. But unfortunately, what happens is that his desire for that slowly starts to turn into paranoia, that she's up to something, and then eventually that paranoia turns into a more of an alarming thing that becomes a hindrance to her being able to actually be safe.
Yeah, it sometimes seems how the harder you try to, connect and communicate, the further you sometimes can push away either your parent or a kid. And Grimcutty definitely seems to tackle that kind of dynamic between your two characters in particular.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I think that was kind of what was really what drew me to the script as well, was that while it is this horror movie and it is a creature feature, and that there's in a very classical sense, it's also just this really great story about a family trying to figure things out, and to connect with one another, in a world that we live in right now where it's harder and harder for us to connect because of our devices and other things. So I just really like the human element of the story as well, and I think that
Mhm.
that's I'm hoping that that's something that audiences can pick up on.
Yeah. So the actual Grim Cuddy design kind of gives off creepypasta, Slender Man type vibes, and I was wondering if like the real life story of what happened with the kids and Slender Man and all of that kind of fed into the genesis of the story.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I think you know, these things just in the last like 5 to 10 years, a lot of these events that have happened, like that there was the Slender Man incident, and then like the Momo challenge and
Mm.
the blue whale challenge, and all this stuff has kind of turned into like a these internet urban legends that I think are like securely in the cultural zeitgeist. And when I talk to younger people and just ask them about like, hey, do you know about Momo? It's like they know. It's just kind of this thing that everybody knows about. So I just feel like these things have turned into urban legends, and that makes them like really good fodder for horror movies.
Yeah, and I'm also kind of curious what all of your relationships is to the horror genre. Is it something you guys all enjoy?
Yeah, I mean, I've been doing horror stuff for 7 years. I've been really in
Hmm.
it, just doing short horror content and series. And yeah, I've definitely my relationship to it has kind of evolved over time. But I think what I like horror movies are about survival, and
Hmm.
I think they're like weirdly inspiring because if these people can survive this like life threatening situation, then you feel like, oh, you can survive your day tomorrow, or the speech you have to make, or whatever it is. I think it weirdly kind of gives people hope. So I hope they'll get similar kind of thing out of this film.
I mean, as an actor, I've never done horror before, so that was kind of what was intriguing and interesting for me to be able to do something like this. I've certainly done things that are kind of dark or creepy, you know, here and there, but nothing that was straight up, here's this certain type of horror film. So I was excited to do it, and you know, the experience was good, and I'd like to do more of it. But in general, as an audience member, I've been watching horror movies for a while on and off.
Yeah, for me, I've done a couple horror projects before, but I've been scared my whole life of like horror and like scary movies. I haven't watched a lot. I just like recently started getting into it. My friend brought me to Halloween Horror Nights last year. She was like, "You're going with me." So we went, and I was like, I like getting scared actually. So and yeah, I'm in the process of like getting introduced to the genre.
Heck yeah, that's awesome. But also, Usman, I'm also curious, just briefly, because I have to wrap up soon. But I noticed you're going to be in the next God of War game, and I just want to tell you, I'm really excited to see your performance in that.
Oh, cool. Thank you. Yeah. I mean, that can be kind of scary too, I
Yeah,
suppose.
it's
Yeah, for sure.
intense.
Yes, I'm excited as well. I mean, I've done a few video games in the past, and this one is one of those where I was like, I had no idea what a giant thing it is, you know?
Yeah,
So yeah, very excited.
awesome. Well, thank you all so much. I have to go, but I appreciate all of your time.